A very good morning to all of you and welcome to this webinar. And I see there are 51 of us already in. I understand that we are expecting around 100 people. My name is Indy, not the Jones, and I am the General Secretary of the Teachers Christian Fellowship, and I'll be your moderator this morning. Now, this webinar is organized by TCF Malaysia. TCF stands for Teachers Christian Fellowship, and we have been around for the last 61 years, and it is an organization that has helped countless teachers over the years to remain true to our calling as teachers. And we have, through our newsletters, conferences, events, and webinars like this, we pray and hope that our teachers are equipped and encouraged to run the race with a sense of mission. And if you are not a TCF member yet, by the end of this webinar, I would appeal to you to sign up as a member. The ordinary membership fee is only 20 ringgit for a year. And the life membership fee is 300, once and for all. All you need to do is to scan the QR code, which we'll be showing later. We will place in the chat box to access the membership form. Okay, now let me give you a brief introduction of our guest speaker, Datin Indranee Liew. Okay, so my name is Indy. The speaker is Datin Indranee Liew. Okay, Datin Indranee has 30 years of teaching experience in Malaysia as well as England. It was while she was teaching in England that she developed a passion for training teachers in positive teaching strategies and classroom behavior management. Datin Indranee works with children and young people in school settings on developing learning skills and emotional regulation. A HRDF certified trainer, Indranee consults to schools on the UK curriculum, IGCSE, and teacher development. So this morning, Datin Indranee will discuss developing positive preschool behavior and modifying behavior issues, a topic that is very relevant to not only young teachers, but also to the more seasoned ones. We know only too well that unless a teacher is able to manage her students and get them engaged in the lesson, no learning can take place. So we had, the last webinar was held on the 9th of April, and we found that we didn't have enough time for Q&A. So my friends, this morning, we will, Datin Indranee will teach from now till about 11:30. Then we will have a photo session together, and we will take a 5-minute toilet break. Then when we come on, we will have a 1-hour Q&A session. So feel free to ask questions. You can also type on the chat box, and Datin Indranee will try her very best to answer your questions. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, may I invite Datin Indranee Liew.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Indy, for your very kind introduction. Right. I actually started out lecturing law in college, all right, in university. The reason why I did not practice as a lawyer was because of corruption. So I went on to teaching, all right. Then what happened was my husband was awarded a JPA scholarship to study in UK at Oxford, and the scholarship money was not enough because life in Oxford is actually even more expensive than London, but the JPA didn't know that. So I went to UK knowing that I was going to teach. And because I hold the law degree from England and then a postgraduate certificate of education also from another university in England, I had no problems. All right, my qualifications were accepted and I started teaching. First, it was what we call supply teaching, whereby schools will call a teaching agency to say that they need a substitute teacher for 1 day or 3 days, whatever. All right, then after that, I moved to teaching full-time. And I was teaching full-time in a boys' school. It was a secondary school. And it was only when I started teaching in UK, all right, that I found out the importance of behavior management. I found it easier to teach the primary students. The secondary school students were a lot more in your face and challenging. So just to let you know, 1 or 2 things, all right, that happened to me. I had a year 11 Form 5 boy calling me bloody bitch. All right. So then I told my husband, wow, this is a record, man. At the age of 35, I'm finally called bloody bitch. Okay. Then I had another student, all right, or rather a group of students. They didn't want to do the work. They were year 7. All right. And that school was a failing school. That means not doing well at all. And they have 2 years from their Ministry of Education to do something. If not, the school will close. So that school was actually in a more industrial area. All right. They didn't want to learn. I thought there was a poem. I taught the poem, then told them that they need to give me their reaction. 1 paragraph, minimum 5 sentences. Then I said, students, all right, who complete the work and hand it in at the end of class, all right, will go for break. The others will lose 10 minutes of break. If you don't do your work, you sit here for another 10 minutes. So what happened was that, well, you should have seen the faces. Your book, go and sit down, please. And then after that, they sat for 10 minutes, the faces. Okay. The next day when I came back, oh, it's you. They did their work because they know that I'm going to stop them from going out. Okay. So there were a lot of other situations, like for example, I'm called, what's it? Oh yes, I don't want a chink teaching me English. This is a Form 1 boy. No better. Okay. I won't share my responses, but let me put it this way. My responses are shut them up, and the next time I came, I could teach. But there was one thing that looking back, I'm very proud that I did. I was teaching a group of Form 3 boys. Every time, all right, when something is not to their satisfaction, it was Jesus Christ. Then I went, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Third time I went to the class, I couldn't take it anymore. So I told them straight off, I am very offended when you, all right, when you use the name of my God, all right, to swear and to express your feelings. However, after thinking about it, I suddenly realized why you keep using JC. It's because your vocabulary is very limited. You don't know other words to express your feelings. So starting from now, anyone who says JC will be sent to the back of the class where you can refer to thesaurus or dictionaries and come up with 5 alternative words to express your feeling. They only kena 3 kali, after that there's no problem. Okay, so what I'm trying to get across is that behavior degree, especially if it's for secondary, even upper primary, to get their respect, you need to be consistent. All right. And how do you be consistent in a classroom? Well, okay, one of the first things that you do will be to lay down the ground rules. Okay, then after laying down the ground rules, you rules in a very polite way. Instead of why are you doing that? You don't know the rule. Okay. We ourselves also don't like it. But I think we ourselves didn't like it when our parents spoke to us like that, or even our teachers. Okay. So when you do that, the other person gets upset, even though they're children, then they can be upset. Primary. Okay. Once they get upset, whatever you want to teach them, okay, doesn't go into the ear. You know why? Because the ear shut down already. They can't hear you. All right. So another thing that very important, all right, is for teachers to learn how to give instructions and how to shape behavior using, all right, more positive language. For example, why are you so lazy? You didn't do your homework. That happens, right? So another way of putting it, I see that you have not completed your homework. How can I help you? Or I see that you haven't completed your homework. Can I give you some time later to get it done? Big difference, right? Okay, now I need to tell you this at the moment before I go on. My husband is a child and adolescent psychiatrist, and I have some training in special needs education. So our problem now is the children and teenagers who are going back to school. A number of them are don't want to go back to school. They want to stay home. At my church kindergarten, where I'm the principal, parents are coming to tell me this. You see, my previous K2 class last year joined year 1 in March. Okay. By the end of March, beginning April, and even worse, more and more complaints now from the parents is that their children are not happy going to school, not like Tadika, and all right, some of them are scared, traumatized. You know what's happening? And so I said, actually, what are the teachers doing? Apparently, the teachers are shouting at them, and even what? A Malay family, okay, said, pukul. Cikgu marah, cikgu pukul. You know why? The problem is kids who entered year 1 this year spent like about 2 years at home online. And in between, we had like 1-2 months of school. So some of them, all right, don't learn that fast. And it's much more difficult when it's online. Okay, you can't really grab their attention. Another problem that they have is this, writing. All right, my teachers taught them the letters and how to form the letters. The problem is this, the children refuse to do the writing practice at home. The parents said, they don't want to do. Okay, so then my teachers had to help out. So you have actually 2 groups of children who entered year 1 in March this year. We have one group, okay, who are ready to go, okay, because their kindergarten and or their parents, all right, have done some extra work to make sure they're ready for year 1. Then you got the second group, all right, who attended maybe online classes, but who couldn't focus, so they didn't catch. Sorry, there's now a third group coming to me. The third group is children who have never been to kindergarten before. These are Malays, and guess what? They are already 6 years old and 5 years old. They don't know ABC 1, 2, 3. Now, the problem is that when the preschool curriculum was introduced about 20 years ago, 1, 2, 3, ABC, suku kata, this is a cat, all that moved down to kindergarten. So when children enter year 1, they are already expected not just to read, this is a cat, the child must be able to write, this is a cat on their own. So that is the reason why teachers are stressed, children are stressed, don't want to go to school because they're being scolded for not knowing, inverted commas, simple things like writing ABC. All right. That is actually exactly what is happening. It's actually learning loss. So what we need to do is learning recovery. Learning recovery means you need to go back and do the work that the child missed. Example, if a child cannot add and minus, subtract and addition, okay, if they don't know 1, 2, 3, right? Then if they know the 1, 2, 3, then they must know how to add and subtract well before they go on to what? Division. Yeah, multiplication. Then after, what happens after is fraction. So now we've got children at all levels are having difficulty. Any of you here have children who can't seem to catch up in class? Yeah, you have. So what you need to know is the reason why they cannot catch up in class is that there is a learning loss. They didn't learn. Okay. And teaching and learning is actually kueh lapis, one peak. Okay. So like if, for example, they didn't go to kindergarten, 5 years old, 6 years old. So suddenly, all right, suddenly you have this. Nothing here because they didn't go to, so no level 1 and level 2, they didn't go to kindergarten. But suddenly you expect them to build the 3rd, 4th, 5th level. They cannot do it. So for those of you who have children who are not happy to come to school, who come and tell you they don't know how to do, or they just sit there and keep quiet, there's nothing on that, or they may scribble on the paper, most likely it's because of learning loss. Okay, right. Now, let me share the slide. Hang on a minute. One minute. Okay. What is classroom management? Classroom management applies to all the things that a teacher does to organize students, organize the space, the time, and even the materials, so that the teacher can instruct the students and the students can learn. So 2 things that you need to know is to foster student involvement and cooperation in all classroom activities, and to establish a productive working environment. And I like to use this as a metaphor. This is the student. The student is a young plant, okay? And the gardener wants to create a bonsai plant. So what the gardener will do is he will cut off all the branches that he doesn't want, and then he shapes it. He doesn't want it straight, he wants it curved. So he shapes it with wires. All right, the wires don't hurt, but the wires help to shape. So actually, I look at it this way. I believe that we teachers are the gardeners, and each child is actually a bonsai plant. Okay, now for bonsai, because my mother used to grow bonsai, if you want to trim the leaves, you don't take one big cutter and what you do is you pluck leaf by leaf. Okay, you pluck leaf by leaf. I think that's an important image for us to remember. Each child is different and their needs are different. For some students, maybe they got a problem here with writing. Okay, so this leaf here. So you may want to pluck this off and help it to regrow the leaf. Some other children may have trouble with sitting still. Okay, so remember, teachers, we are gardeners growing bonsai together. Now, what is a well-managed classroom? Okay, a well-managed classroom, in a well-managed classroom, you will see students who are actually deeply involved in their work. They know what they're supposed to do and they're pretty happy to do it. Okay, so generally speaking, where your work is concerned, okay, and we are talking more about preschool and kindergarten, make sure it is interesting. One example is this, you want children to learn 1 to 20, you can either ask them to write, or the other thing you can do is get a small worksheet. You know, it actually has a picture, for example, of an elephant, and the outline there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let the children trace that and then color it. There's one more thing, yeah, if you're teaching preschool, I do not, okay, allow my teachers to give the children A4 size pictures for drawing. You know, they outline it or do something that they must, all right, color, because actually that's very big and actually it's a waste of time. Okay, you can actually make it half A4 instead. All right, children understand what they're supposed to do and most of them are able to get it done. Okay, there is very little wasted time, confusion, or disruption. So the teachers already said at 9 o'clock we do this, 9:05, okay, 9:15, whatever. Then the climate of the schoolroom is work-oriented but relaxed and pleasant. Having sufficient light and having sufficient fans or aircon is quite important. Okay, because when you're feeling very warm and uncomfortable, all right, do you feel like doing work, especially more difficult work? You also, it is very warm and you are sticky. A lot of people also get quite grumpy, right? So make sure that the place in your classroom is as comfortable as possible. So therefore, summary, a well-managed classroom is a task-oriented environment. It is a predictable environment and it is ready and waiting for students. Ready and waiting means your classroom, whatever materials you want to use has already been arranged. And the children know if they need extra, you know, colored paper for craft, they know where to go, okay, where the glue is. All right. In England, okay, in primary school, the children do not bring a bag to school. Everything is provided by the school. So the younger children will sit in a circle, tables that form a circle. In the middle of the circle, what happens is you have one container of color pencil, container of pencils, ruler, everything is there. Okay, so it is actually in a way easier. In our setting, all the children bring their own stationery in pencil cases. Okay, so that can be slightly more challenging to get it. Make sure that they only have what they need to use on the table. All right, don't take everything out of the pencil case. In a predictable environment, the children know what time is break. They know that on Monday they get a sandwich, on Tuesday they get noodles. Okay, they know that every morning they have circle time. Task-oriented is you make sure that if you are going to do, for example, fine motor skills activities, you've collected all the things. Okay, and what we used to do was that, just say we have 5 sets of students, 5 groups of students, we will ask one child to come up to take one little tray or basket or whatever stuff they're supposed to use. Okay, and then after that, the children put everything back in the basket and one child will bring it back. So we actually train the children to help out. Okay, can you all try this? An effective teacher is, you can type it out on the chat if you want. Indy, can you check on the chat if they're typing it out? Can you just read it out? Yeah.
Flexible.
Yeah. Okay. An effective teacher is flexible.
One who is approachable.
Approachable. Okay. I want to ask her.
Well prepared.
Oh, well prepared. A teacher is approachable to students, approachable to colleagues, or approachable to parents or everybody.
There's another one. Understand what the students need according to their level.
Very good. That's differentiation. Understand what the students need according to level is what we need to do now when children are coming back to school after 2 years online.
Creative.
Creative, yes. Okay, one
Passionate.
more. Passionate. Okay, thank you. Let's go on. Okay. A dangerous educator. This job is not about relationship. This is just a job. Okay. I can handle any situation. No need to get help. No need to ask. If it's good enough for me, it should be good enough for the students. Okay. These children need what? A whipping. Need to be whacked. All right. A dangerous educator believes what she does outside of class has no bearing. You see, the thing is this. If you have a teacher who after school goes and does part-time work, all right, and I had a few like that, teaching ballet classes, all right, the teacher gets back home at about 11 p.m. Okay? Now, what do you think she'll do at 11 p.m.? Bathe and sleep, right? Does the teacher have time to prepare lessons? And then when she's in school, she'll probably be very tired. Once you are tired, okay, and stressed, that usually brings the worst out of us. Okay, so the students will suffer. Okay, anger shouldn't be part of the curriculum. Anger, teach children that there is some a feeling or emotion called anger, and then tell them that you can control it and teach them anger management. That's important. Okay. Nothing wrong with being angry. It's what you do while you're angry. Never takes time to just sit and listen. Believes the children have no right to be upset or mad. Believes that he or she cannot make a difference in the school or with the students, and punishment is the right way to go. Don't want discipline, you want punishment. All right. Okay. Thinks you shouldn't smile until Thursday. Actually, what happens is the children in America go back to school in August. Okay. So Thanksgiving is in November. So for one full term, okay, you do not smile or make jokes at all. You know why? So you can scare the students. believes that morality and values are not taught in school, you must teach it at home. Sees that the act as a problem, the action, not the child. It's two different things. Okay, two different things. And actually, for Christians, okay, this is very clear, isn't it? God loves human beings. Okay, right? But he doesn't like the sin. He cannot stand that. So what he did was, all right, he sent Jesus to die on the cross. That is what happened. And because of that, okay, those of us who believe, right, will one day ascend to heaven. So remember, whoever it is, someone at home or at school and all that, separate the person from the action. So you hate the action, but you love the person. Okay, then strict adherence to rules is the most important goal of any child's day. Children, especially preschool, you cannot be forcing them to behave like soldiers. Okay, forgets that he or she is modeling. Whatever you say, whatever you do in class, the children are looking and they will learn, because you actually are modeling a certain type of behavior. So if you have a teacher who's always shouting and all that, these children will use louder voices, and at home, when they get angry, they will shout, because you modeled that behavior. The sad part is nowadays, both parents work, and actually they come back quite late at 7 plus. So the children don't get an opportunity, all right, to watch their parents. What they do get is when the parents come back at 7 something, the parents are grumpy, tired and all that. Okay, they will see that kind of behavior. Is a structure monster. What this means is, okay, this is a teacher who writes down 9:05, 9:10, 9:15, 9:30, everything. All right, to write a complete schedule. And if she is 5 minutes out, she gets upset. Okay, now we go to the effective teacher. Good control of the classroom, does things right, and is consistently doing it. Okay, don't keep changing. Very difficult for students. This effective teacher will affect and touch lives. The effective teacher exhibits positive expectations for all students, even the so-called naughty one. Okay, can also learn. They will learn from modeling. They will also learn from what the teacher says. Okay, why are you so lazy? You're not, okay, you haven't done your writing. All right. Okay, that's your homework. So why didn't you do it? You go and stand in the corner. The thing is, let's focus. What is the problem now? Is the child didn't do the work. Does standing in the corner help the child to do the work? It doesn't. Okay. And then you must understand also one more thing. Because parents come back and not that late, they are not, most of them have difficulty checking on the homework and all that. So what I ask my teachers to do is that give the student the chance to do it during class. Okay, and then what I did do once was that a few students were not doing their homework. So I sent a message to the parents concerned that the child will stay back for an extra, okay, hour on what day to finish up their work. Okay, and then a few of the parents reacted to that. After that, the work was done at home. Good classroom management techniques. Designs lessons for student mastery. So I heard just now a teacher saying an effective teacher, all right, will meet the student at the student's level. So in one class, you may actually have 3 groups of students in different levels. So there's group A, B, and C. Okay, so what happens is that the group A, all right, has mastered, okay, just say writing ABC. Group B, all right, does know, can recognize ABC, but cannot write all the letters. And the final one is doesn't have full knowledge of ABC yet. So you put them in different groups to give them different work. It doesn't mean that all the children in the class must do the same piece of work, especially with a worksheet. Okay. In fact, what I would do is for the third group, I will actually give them, you know, the letters with the dots to practice. I will put that inside, either I laminate it or I put it inside a plastic holder, paper holder, put it in, and then give the child a small marker pen and they will trace. All right. And you know what they really love? They really love taking that. I got this mini whiteboard erasers. Then they'll spend time erasing. They like it. Okay. So they're still actually practicing, but in a more fun way. Once the work is fun, all right, the children will be more engaged with it. So you will have less difficulty. An effective teacher looks for a mentor, a teacher mentor. A professional teacher goes to professional meetings to learn. I would like to thank all of you for being here. All right, you're coming to learn, and has a goal for achieving excellence. Okay, okay. You said, someone said effective teacher is flexible and adaptable, listens, and listens. Understands the research process. Teachers, all right, teach based on research-based teaching practices and knows the difference between an ineffective teacher and an effective teacher. So an effective teacher has positive expectations for student success. It's an extremely good classroom manager and knows how to design students for student mastery. In England, all right, when in secondary school, the students are actually, streamed from year 7 or form 1 onwards. The children are streamed, all right. General subjects will be according to their classroom or their form. For example, year 7 alpha, year 7 beta. But English, math, and science, these 3 core subjects, the children are actually, all right, working at their level, which means is that all the students who are good in math will be in year 7 maths group 1. Okay, those not so proficient at maths will be year 7 maths group 2. Okay, that's what they do. All right, so then what happens in our classes, the other subjects like geography, history, and all that, this is what we are asked to do. Because history and geography are taught, all right, in the form room, mixed ability students. So the teacher, like for myself, you are teaching geography, I must prepare 2 worksheets for the students to do after my teaching. One is an HA and the other is an LA worksheet. That means high ability worksheet and low ability worksheet. All right. So if I am asking the children to label the continents and the oceans, for the good students, I just give it to them and then they will do it. High ability. Now the lower ability students, all right, what I have to do is I have to provide the names of the oceans and the seas on their low ability worksheet. Okay, if the children are really low ability, you know what I may have to do? On my worksheet for the oceans and the continents, I number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then all right, Then I put the names. I put the names by the side. Okay. And then I will actually ask them, A. All right. What is A? And then at the bottom where they're supposed, in the box where they're supposed to write, okay, there'll be number 1 there, and then A, okay, say Atlantic Ocean. So A, T, dash, 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 dash. So the children are able to work it out. The reason is this: we end every class, okay, we end every class with a success experience. So everybody will achieve something. Yeah. And those students who are LA, worst come to worst, when it comes to time for them to do the GCSEs or SPM, they may not be getting A's and B's, but they can at least get C's. And you need the C. Okay. That's the logic. Okay. Now, understanding our students. Oh, by the way, I will send you the PowerPoint, okay? Later. So don't panic, don't have to start taking notes. Nowadays, it's not easy to work with children and young people, okay? This is America. 1 in 6 youth, that means age 10 to 17, has seen or knows someone who has been shot. At least 160,000 students skip school every day because what? Okay, they are trying to avoid physical harm, bullying and all that. In the last 10 years, the likelihood that a child under 18 will be killed by guns rose by how much? 250%. We can actually thank God that very difficult to buy rifles here. The problem is that in America, in most states, once you're 18, you are legally entitled to buy a gun. Now, the problem is the type of gun. If you buy, I mean, if it's pistols, you know, one like the police, pang, pang, pang. It's very different from an automatic, which is like a submachine gun. Obviously, you know which will kill more people, right? Just like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, 19 grade 4 students died. 2 teachers died. Yeah. So the question is, why do the authorities allow, okay, 18 years old and even older to buy submachine guns? They don't need it. Submachine guns are actually, all right, used by soldiers, and this boy, the killer, had in his backpack 3 times the amount of ammunition or bullets that a soldier will have. Okay, so we are very blessed we don't have this problem. For US, every US school day, 6,250 teachers are threatened with bodily injury. All right, some of these are actually the parents that were threatening. More than 150,000 school-age children bring a gun to school every day. More than 50% of children in US fear violent crime. Every 10 seconds, a crime occurs in a US school. 70% of those arrested for hate crimes are under 19. So we can trace all these out of control behavior to a variety of factors. One is, where does this child stay? Okay, and what is it like at home? I'm telling you, I found out in England that there is a big difference. I was teaching, this was when I was doing part-time. So I had the opportunity to go to 2 very different schools. One was, all right, near the University of Oxford, and it was called the Charwell School. It was a grade A school. Then I also taught in Cowley High School. Cowley High School is in a blue collar area in Oxford. Funny, yeah, blue collar, because actually I think most of us don't realize that Oxford actually has an industrial area. So I had no problems teaching in a Chawel school. The students were ready to learn, were very polite, okay, follow instructions. Now, at the other school, the Cowley school, I had to even do break duty. Normally it's very unusual. Only primary school that you have one or two teachers in charge at the playground. Okay, this Cowley school is a secondary school, but I actually had to do break duty. And so one student came up and told me, Miss, she is racist. I turned around. So the girl talking to me was a Pakistani, and then the other one was a white girl. No, I was not. Yes, you are. All right. Did she call you the P word, P-A-K-I? Paki. Okay, it's like ching, so it's not exact. No, okay. So what did she say to you? Miss, she said, I am Asian. You are Asian. I'm Asian. No, miss, you are Chinese. So I had to teach geography, continents. Okay. Then after the white, then the white girl said, I told you it wasn't racist. Yeah, it's like you call her white. Okay. One. Number two is I had children, Form 3, who pulled the I was teaching a science, pulled the Bunsen burner in the science lab, like, with the black rubber hose. I did this, shoot, lasso, yeah, and then started running around the class. So what's the difference in these two? Why were the children so different? Because Cowley school, most of the children are there, they don't want to study, they're just there because by law they must be in school until 16. The parents get in trouble. In the Chawel school, most of the people there, all right, want to go to university. They know how important the school is because most of their parents are working in Oxford University at some capacity, administrator, lecturer, whatever. So there is actually a big difference. So you need to know your children. So if in that family, one grandparent, for example, has cancer, all right, do you think the parents, especially your mom, will have much time for the child? Okay, so you will actually need to spend a little bit more time with the child, give some attention. Okay. The amount of stability and consistency in the child's family. We now notice that children actually literally don't have manners, quite a number of them. Okay, and they can't seem to focus and do things and finish it before going to the next. The main reason actually is what is happening in the child's family. Nowadays, okay, parents, especially mothers, have no time to teach rules and manners. So you have to do it. Why? Because they are working and then there's no grandparent around to teach. I think all of us were here, most of us had our grandmother who taught us, right? Or an auntie. Yeah. Then there's another problem. The other problem is father and mother are arguing, or they may be separated, there's going to be divorce. So that is very tough on the children as well. I had one father, the child was in year 2, parents were separated, waiting for divorce, and every few months the child will tell us, there's a new auntie staying with us now in daddy's house. I said, what to say? Now, this is important, parenting styles. We have parenting styles, we have teaching styles, and it's quite important. And usually, you know what the problem is? The problem is that the father and the mother will have different parenting styles, so it's very confusing. So you can have one mother say, no, she must sit down and finish her work. Never mind lah. Okay, she's still young, man. Never mind lah, kindergarten, don't need to do lah. Can watch cartoon. You have problems. And that's when people actually end up seeing my husband for family therapy. Okay, peers are very important in a child's life. And you need to know who that child is spending a lot of time with. If that child is spending a lot of time in a particular group, which is very aggressive and all that, that's what will happen. Okay, be careful. You want to be a positive role model. Okay, you want to be a positive role model, but are there negative role models around? Go and check. Yeah. The child's exposure to violent shows and computer games. It is having a big problem, especially among the teenagers. Okay. My husband had a case whereby the boy literally, what's that called? It doesn't study at all. Okay, he spends his time after school is on the computer playing games. So when the father saw the report card, because he was actually in form 4, okay, the end of year report card, the father got upset. Okay, so what he did was he went and locked the computer in his bedroom, then went to work. Boy came back, computer missing, asked the maid said, Bapa sudah ambil. So he waited for the father to come back and then demanded the computer. The father said no. The father said no. He attacked the father. And the father fell, the coffee table, thank God, just here. He would have gouged the whole eye out, man. Okay. It's got to that point. Then there was another one, a younger boy, I think from 2 or 3. Father took away the computer, same thing. So what he did was waited for father to come back, asked for the computer. The father said no. There was a little bit of a shouting match. Father went off to bathe. So what this boy did was he went to his father's bag, took out the father's computer. All right. Oh, by the way, a number of all these teenage shooters in America, okay, there's evidence to show that they've been playing and actually very hooked onto very violent computer games. Now, what is a child's emotional and physical health? One thing is this: nowadays in Malaysia, most of the people have good food, etc. The children are taken for vaccination, so physical health is not much a problem. The problem is their emotional health. Okay, so overseas there's something called social and emotional learning, which the children start learning in preschool, and it goes all the way up to Form 5 actually. Right, so this is an area that I'm looking into. So Indy, it's very possible that in a few months' time we can actually run a social and emotional learning workshop. Okay. Then the child's attitude towards anger. Okay, so you need to teach the children that anger can be controlled. You are not controlled by the anger. All right, then this will actually just tell you how many women have gone to work and all that. So now, okay, more than half of all American children will witness divorce, and it causes havoc. All right, I have seen children, their behavior changes. Okay, and their grades also go down. There's also one more problem. The problem is that who is now coming to stay with the mother or stay with the father? Boyfriend or girlfriend, basically. Okay, now that also will be a problem. There are cases even here whereby the male partner, either the second husband or the boyfriend who comes to stay, there are problems with the man, and sometimes even women, interfering with the children. All right, child abuse victims have increased. That is true. This one is scary. The average child has watched 8,000 televised murders and 100,000 acts of violence. Okay, before they finish. Elementary school is up to standard 4. Okay, now why do children misbehave? Because of functions. These are the functions of behavior. They misbehave to get attention from their peers or adults. They misbehave to get power and control. They misbehave, all right, why? Because they want to take revenge on someone or to retaliate. They, all right, do something because it feels good. Okay, it's a type of play. They do something because they fear failure. All right, or they do something to gain something else, sensory input, and then finally they do it because they're imitating. Okay, now sensory input, okay, especially if the child has some form of autism. Okay, so you know, when you have a baby and you want to put the baby to sleep, you do this, right? You cradle. Yeah. Okay, so these children sometimes will sit on the floor, usually it's on the floor, and they will do this. They rock. They feel better. It's a sensory input. They feel better. They rock. Okay. Some of them will walk on tiptoes. Yeah. Imitation. This is the scary one. We had, my husband had a case previously. The child has some autism. So he will go and climb up on shelves and on shelves, you know, climb up the what? The rungs on the gate and all that, and then they're Superman down. Oh yeah, he'll tie like a piece of cloth around his neck, and then phew, he'll jump down. Okay, he's imitating what? Superman. Problem is, one day he broke his leg. All right. Okay. How can a teacher be proactive to intervene or to what? Prevent misbehavior? Look at your classroom rules, your classroom schedule, your physical space, the signal you use for gaining the attention. All right. In beginning and ending your work routine, student work, and the classroom management plan. All this together must jive. Okay. Now, physical space. If it's too hot, like I said just now, you will have more grumpy children. And then there will be arguments. Next thing is, especially when you are trying to train the children, okay, to sit, kindergarten, to sit on the floor, sit on the carpet. The next thing that you will hear is, teacher, he what? He touched me, he pushed me. Wow, you know that kind of thing. Why? Because they're sitting very close together. So what I normally tell my teachers is this, you know, the hula hoop, but the smaller one. Okay. So in the first 2 weeks, they sit on the hula hoop. Why? Because the hula hoop defines that this is your space. So your toe, your finger, your elbow, your head, everything cannot go outside the hula hoop. Okay. After 2 weeks or so, we try to remove the hula hoop. So what you're doing is actually, all right, you need to train your children. Yeah, in whatever routines and all. Okay, your rules must be descriptive. For example, don't run in class. Okay, then what else? Or you do, sorry, don't run in class is negative. So now I want to change it to positive. Is that please walk. Okay, please walk. Please sit quietly. Sit down and you don't talk. Okay, all right. Please sit quietly. Yeah. So that you get them to keep going through. What time is it now? In the 11. Okay.
11. Another 30 minutes.
Okay. Be responsible, pay attention, do your best, be kind to others, respect authority, be polite. Okay, you know what the problem is? It doesn't tell the children what to do. Okay, I know of this. I was teaching some teachers, government school teachers, preschool and year 1. So they said, I said, cikgu semua akan jerit kan, jangan lari, jangan lari. Okay, and then what happened? Dia lari lagi. Ya. Kerana bila you kata jangan lari, jangan lari, jangan lari, dia budak tu dengar apa? Lari. Lebih cepat lah. So you don't say jangan lari. Now what do you want the child to do? You want it to walk. Jalan. Okay. Budak ni semua jalan. Okay. Please walk. Please walk. Slowly. So then the children will hear walk, so they walk lah. Okay, right. Then another one that we are very good at this is, okay, put up your hands, but you know the problem is now, when does the child put up the hand? If you have a question, put up your hand. Okay, then the next thing will happen is, teacher. Okay, but you're talking to another child. So, okay, then you add on. Okay, where if you have a question, you put up your hand. You wait until the teacher calls your name. Very clear. Okay. It's a good idea actually to put up put your rules on the board, notice board, and all that. And every morning, the young children, you recite. Okay. Then what are the consequences? Okay. Which do you think, if you were a child, you would like better? Positive consequences or negative consequences? Positive, right? So a lot of teachers will do this. Most of the children are actually following instruction. Okay, then we all zip the mouth. Then when 1 or 2 children, okay, misbehave, you jump on top of them. Okay, right? But you see, you remember role modeling? So what you do is, you actually change it. What you do is, you praise the children for what they are doing right. I had to teach my kindergarten teachers, because every time I come in the room to see, I will praise the children for something or other. Okay? So, I would say, oh, children, I am so proud of you. You're all, okay, doing your work. Well done. Okay, and then maybe what I'll do is, I'll put a special star. Big star. Why? That is for rewarding the whole class. For the other children, it may be a smaller star. There's a poster here with their name, so they will go and put it there. All right, or you give them a little book, you know, the 555 notebook. Then you stick it in there so they can collect. All right. So every time I praise the children, I always tell them what I'm praising them for. Very good. Excellent. Good drawing. All right. You need to change it to be specific. If not, it doesn't have meaning. And the reason why you need to be specific is so that the child then knows that this type of work is what the teacher wants. This type of work is the good work. And then the others also will. Yeah. So then I'll do that is, Mary, I am so proud of you. Look at your handwriting. All right, so neat. Then high five. Well done, Mary. Then I go to another one. Okay. Then the other one, we got a bit of problem with the writing. So what do you do now? I cannot praise for the writing, so I'll do this. Jack, I am impressed with the way you are working so hard. Okay, so you look, coloring and all that, painting, that is a wonderful painting. That is a most amazing painting. That's the best I have ever seen. You go and say things like that, the best I have ever seen. Then after that, you walk across the classroom. This is the best I've ever seen. Then the children start to wonder how many best you've ever seen. Okay, so you change it to, I like the way you drew all the animals. Okay, I like the way you drew all the animals. Well done. Then go to the other. Not so what. So you have been you use very colorful colors. Yeah. Good job. And then this is very important. I think I told you all this before. I was actually in England. I had just done a story, and the children were supposed to draw animals from the story. So I came to this girl. I honestly don't know what that is. So I said, oh, that's a lovely whale. It's not a whale. It's an elephant. Die. So die. Then Lakshmi, oh, an elephant? Let me check. Take off my glasses first. Of course it's an elephant. It is an, all right, I'm sorry. I need to change my glasses. Well done. Okay. Then next time I'm smart already. I go around, I don't understand what the picture is, right? You put in some good effort. Can you tell me more about your picture? So sure, we correct. All right. So then same thing, if you can't really read the children's handwriting, but they've actually tried, and okay, so then, oh, all right, you've written a sentence. Can you read it to me? Okay. Can you read it to me? That's what you do. Interesting techniques, huh? Okay, then lastly, what you do is you tell the children logical, acceptable and unacceptable. Acceptable consequence is, okay, sitting on the stool in the corner. It's called a timeout stool. Then after they have to come back and tell us what they learned. The next, okay, now your friend yelled at you and you went and hit him. Acceptable or not acceptable? Not acceptable. What can you do instead? Your friend, okay, what can you do? He yells at you. So what can you do? I can tell the teacher. Very good. Telling the teacher is the acceptable action. So you teach them. Okay, acceptable and non-acceptable. Yeah. Or the other thing that we were using is make a good choice. Okay, make a good choice. So this is useful when, okay, right. Jack, I need you to finish these 2 lines. Okay. Then, all right, you can go and play just these 2 lines. If not, okay, you will not be given playtime. So make a good choice. Finish up the work and go and play, or you don't finish the work, you sit here and there's no playtime. Just tell that. Okay. All these kind of issues, you need to what? Have your game plan. Okay, child is chewing gum in school, chewing gum, so what happened? Usually ask the child to spit it out, throw it in the dustbin and tell no more. Okay. Turns in work that's very untidy and all that. So what do you do? I can see that you have done some work. All right. Unfortunately, I can't read it. Can you please? Okay. Write it neatly. Okay. Then walks in the classroom noisily. put the hand. Okay, please look at our class rules. Can you read the class rules? Okay, so which rule, okay, have you not followed? That's right. So what you do when you come into class, you walk in quietly, right? So you just say point. It's very useful to point the posters and get them to read. If it's kindergarten, you may want to do drawings and put the writing. Okay. All right. Are there any questions at the moment? I'll be happy to take some questions.
None yet.
None yet. Wait, let me go on. Okay. Possible corrections are proximity management is that if there are two children who are having some difficulty, put them separately. It could be that they're sitting next to each other, move them for a time being. Okay. Verbal warning or reprimand, don't shout. Ah! Okay. What do you, when you come in to class, how should you walk? Quietly. Very good. And what should you be doing with your lips? Very good. So you walk in quietly and, all right, you do not talk. Okay, then all the students were given 15 minutes to do the work and you have not. Okay, so you owe me 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes. So, all right, afterwards, you can what? Do your work during break. If you use 15 minutes to break, you will still have another 5 minutes left. Alternatively, you can do your work after school for 15 minutes. You just have to do 1 or 2 times, settle the problem. Okay. In class timeout, overseas, there usually is one corner which has, okay, a round stool and the child will sit there. And normally what, please remember this, timeout depends on the age. So if you have a kindergartner who is 5 years old, they sit timeout 5 minutes. Okay. And then also what we do is we turn the child to face the wall. There's nothing there. Make it what will I say? No fun at all. Okay. It would be better if you can actually put them outside in another room. If your school allows it, that means the children will go and sit in the school office. That is good. But usually, all right, we don't have that. And we can't put the children in the classroom while we are in the classroom. Outside the classroom. We can't put them outside while we are in case anything happens. So that's why they have to sit in a corner. Okay. What the teacher had done, the class that she had gone for maternity leave, so I was teaching for 2 months. What the teacher had done was that she had, bookcase, a short bookcase. So she put it near the corner bookcase, and then the child is behind. Okay. You may need to contact the parents. Restitution is, for example, if you have a child who breaks another child's sharpener, that boy has to buy and replace the sharpener for his classmate. Then after that, all right, you can inform your principal what has happened. And then after that, you can also make a referral to this for discipline. Yeah. Okay. Indy, can
someone had a question earlier.
What's that?
Please, please unmute yourself and ask.
Oh, Amy Chu, is it?
Yeah.
What is your question? I'll be happy to answer it if I can.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to ask how to build up or encourage the teachers to have positive thinking, because nowadays, not only teachers, they are adults, right?
Yeah.
So they will face a lot of problems. Sure, now we know that environment also. So how to build up, how to encourage the teachers? Is it early morning? What can we do to let them have the positive thinking so that they can let the children around also have the feeling of positive thinking, then they can learn, and the teachers also teach with happy.
Okay. It's good that you're thinking of your teachers. One thing to remember is to understand is that COVID-19 actually caused a lot of disruption. Okay, emotionally, physically, and all. Okay, academically. So just now I said that there are children who cannot understand classwork now in their new classrooms or in their new classes because they have missed out 2 years training. Okay, 2 years of education. Now, in the same way, parents and all other adults, including teachers, also have been affected. Okay, we are noticing more, because my husband does family therapy. We are noticing more, relationship difficulties, and yes, we are also aware of problems in school, okay, or your place of work. Basically, what can be done is that, just hang on, let me turn this up. So basically what we can do is, it is true that they need more positive thinking. So can you every morning send a little picture or a little quote to your teachers? Okay. Next thing you do is this, okay. You start the ball rolling. So every day, all right, you will have special notes for say 2 teachers or 3 teachers. Then by the end of the week, everybody will have a special note from you. Okay. So it can be things like, okay, I appreciate, okay, the way you are handling the children. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. A parent, okay, Jane's mother, okay, said today that Jane enjoys your classes. And you just write it out. So basically anything that is what? Positive, you send it in. Then after you've done this about a week, when people are more, a week, maybe 2 weeks, okay, when the people are more should be more cheerful by then. What you then do is you can have your, what do you call it? Say a WhatsApp group, okay, where teachers must send in, okay, say 2 different pictures or 2 different quotes, something that, all right, happened, something positive that happened in the kindergarten. They can take photo and then they write it down, or some quotation that is very meaningful, either for their lives or for their teaching. You can also have, if you have a staff room, okay, you have a notice board there, okay, you can actually put the teachers' names, or their photographs, and then, all right, every day you will go and look and you will put some note there. And you encourage the other teachers to do it also for their colleagues. There are a lot of this kind of things that you can do. Another activity is what they call the secret, you can call it secret Santa or guardian angel. So what happens is that each teacher, you write the names of all of your teachers and put it into on slips of paper, put it in a container, get each teacher to pick it. Okay, then they need to do something for that teacher, but they mustn't say it. They mustn't say who they are. Last but not least would actually be this. It's that it will be useful. Maybe if you can get someone to do a talk on cognitive behavior therapy. Okay, cognitive behavior therapy. Cognitive is the brain. Okay, what you think affects what? What you think affects your behavior. Then that affects your action. For example, if, okay, you're supposed to go, your friend is supposed to call you to arrange for dinner. This was decided the day before. Now it is 3 p.m., no news. So you send a message, no reply. Then it is what? 5 p.m., send message, no reply, 6 and 7. By the time it's 7 o'clock, how do you think you feel? Angry, right? Correct. If she cannot come there, at least tell me that. Okay. All right. So this is what can happen. Oh my goodness, she's always on time one, and then she always answers her messages. I wonder whether she's in some sort of what? Trouble. Then you feel like you feel worried, don't feel angry. Or always like this. Who does she think she is? I have the whole day to wait for her yet, is it? Then if you think that way, how steaming mad, correct? So you see, the situation was the same, you know. Friend supposed to call you or text you regarding dinner plans, didn't do so. All right. First reaction is, oh, I wonder whether something happened. And, oh, I'm so worried. Okay. Then the other reaction was, who does she think she is? I can just push me around. Is it? I'm not important. All right. So cognitive behavior therapy actually will teach you how to pull out these negative thoughts, or what we call twisted thinking. There are actually 12 types. So cognitive behavior therapy in the talk, we will go through the 12 types and then give examples of how to change that, or how to think in a more in a more rational way. Don't get suddenly boom, angry. So okay, good. Don't get angry suddenly. Okay. Does that answer your question? I mean, sorry, Amy, does that answer your question? Okay, you're welcome. Indy.
Yes.
Dr. Lai and I can actually run a CBT program to explain. Okay, it will be a 3-hour program. Okay, CBT is very good. It helps you to figure out and think properly before you overreact. Okay, so remember the 10 to 12 types of problematic thinking that will cause relationship problems. So we learn how to identify those, change. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We have an hour for Q&A. So feel free to ask directly, or you can type in your questions in the chat box. There's a comment here by Mrs. Evelyn Ling. My point here is parents may have different opinions on behavioral management of their child and may not agree with the teacher. Datin, any feedback from you on this?
Usually parents don't agree if it's something that's a bit harsh, okay? Usually that's what will happen, but generally it should be okay. What I would suggest is before kindergarten starts, okay, maybe on the Saturday before kindergarten starts, you get the parents to come in for an hour and a half. Take them around, show them the rules, okay? They can bring their children. So what the children can do is, if you just want to talk to the parents, you get 1 or 2 teachers to do something else with the children. Yeah? So explain, because they may not understand what you mean. All right? And I am sending or sharing a website on the chat group. Okay, this is to actually answer a question, okay, from Evelyn Ling. There's a part in the KSPK for parental involvement. Would you advise some activities? So the web link I've just shared through chat does that. I will show you actually what it is. Oh, hang on, I gotta share. Hey, what's happening? Rosalind, can you enable sharing? I don't know why. I can't.
It's enabled already. Earlier, you managed to share.
Yes, I know. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, the website is here. Build relationships for family involvement. All right. Beginning level activities, just starting, to get to know the parents. What do you do there? Or host an open house before school begins. Okay. Let the parents talk to their teachers. Send flyers home with dates of field trips. And then you know what you do? You ask whether any parent can volunteer to go on the field trip. Communicate event times and dates, like classroom parties, where parents can choose to volunteer. Yeah. In Malaysia, if you may find it a bit difficult to get parental involvement because both parents are usually working, but in England and in other Western countries, when someone has a child, okay, and they are not Prince William and Duchess Catherine, who can afford, okay, several nursemaids lah, etc. to help them, okay. So childcare is very costly, so the mother will stay back at home to look after the child. Okay, and once the child starts going to kindergarten and all that, the mothers will volunteer to participate in some of the activities. What I did when I went to England, and you must understand, all right, I obviously studied kindergarten, primary, secondary school in Malaysia. So what I did was when I went to England and in September, I registered my eldest child in year 1. He was then 5.5. Then I volunteered for a few weeks. You know why? I wanted to see how the, all right, education techniques, what they were like. That's when I learned all this behavior management and all. Then after that, I went to the library to borrow some books. Next, intermediate level activities to build relationship. Okay, This one is, okay, very interesting. In summer, okay, before the children come back to school, what's in front of us here will be American. So the children will come back in August. So say in July, this also happens in England, but in England, usually it is in August. They will make phone calls to parents and visit their homes. They want to see, especially for young children who are in preschool and kindergarten and lower primary, because they want to see what it's like at home. You can actually, okay, you can actually learn quite a lot. Okay, so you go and then you find out that the parent there has, all right, one child who is 5 years old, and then, okay, 2 twins who are 2 years old. You can imagine that the parent will not be able to volunteer to help and probably will have some difficulty, okay, with getting the child to school on time and getting organized. So at least you will know. Okay. That home visits. Call families for positive behavior events as well as negative. You know what? Most parents are scared when the school calls. What did my child do? So what happens is that class teachers will actually call the parents. I want to tell you how proud I am of Jack today. Wow. Okay. You can also send a little note home. Tell Jack to go and tell the parents. Yeah. So then, in Malaysia, this is pretty important. Our Malaysians speak different languages. They have different cultural backgrounds. And so when we are communicating with the parents, we need to be mindful of this. And then of course, okay, you must be very careful and inform all parents, because you know, kindergarten children, they always want to have birthday parties. So just inform that in Malaysia, has to be, inverted commas, halal. That means no alcohol and no pork. That's quite important, right? Have an open door policy for parent volunteering. So when I volunteered in my son's year 1 class, I was helping them with their reading. Okay. So I'll sit down. If the child cannot read yet, I'll read to the child. Then after that, if a child can read, then okay, I will listen to the child read. Advanced level activities to build relationships with parents. Send a questionnaire to parents asking which day they can volunteer. Okay, and then see whether they can volunteer for what? Class trips and school and class parties. Create flexible volunteering opportunities like different days, times, tasks, and grade levels based on the questionnaire, and create regular positive communication streams with parents about their child's academic, social, and behavior progress. Okay. Activities to boost parent involvement. Once schools have put in the time and the effort to create the conditions for parent involvement, which is actually this, okay, the earlier one, beginning level, intermediate, advanced. Okay, now there are many fun and engaging activities that can be done to involve children in their, involve parents in their children's education and the school community. Here, send a reading journal or log for homework where parents have to sign when it's completed. My son came home with like a book. Actually, this is like a file. Okay, and then, all right, I'm supposed to record the name of the book read. Okay, so what then happened is that my son, all right, was given a book bag, a small one, where they'll put in one storybook and put in the reading log. He'll come back. And then, all right, once I've read it to him, I sign. Okay, and usually he likes it so much that he will read it for the next, what, 2-3 days. That's fine. Then, all right, the teacher will then tell the children all to return their books or exchange the books to each other, and then it goes on. So this is actually every day, Mondays to Fridays. Yeah. Send home a class newsletter. Okay, what you have been doing. So it could be that you've been doing something about science and you had some experiments, so you take some photos. Make sure you, all right, just say that there are 15 children in your class. Take the photo from different angles so that all 15, all right, can be seen in at least one of the photos, so that that photo can be shared with the parents. Send student work home with notes of what they did well and where they can improve. Okay, these are muffins with mums and donuts with dads and grandfather's day. So they do as a craft, they do in the classroom. You know why they want to say muffins with mum? Because of alliteration, M and M. Donuts with dad is D and D. So actually you can say it's what? Mother's Day and Father's Day. Have a literacy night where the adults, the families will learn different reading strategies they can use to help their child. Okay, and then what? Teach them some fun activities that they can do to help with reading. Okay, ask parents to present their children's class or the different grades about their profession or business. Okay, so you get parents to come in and they will tell them, okay, I am a doctor or whatever. I'm a policeman. Okay, so you're learning about occupations. Send supplementary material for parents to work with their children or at home. So there may be one or two, for example, what Nathan's teacher sent back was interesting. A sheet of paper with, okay, like 20 words on it. Those are their sight words. Yeah. Then the instruction was that you're supposed to cut it up, punch a hole, and then put the, what do you call that? You know that round clip? Then it's like the keychain. Yeah. So flip the paper and then Nathan will try to read. Yeah. Have some school lunch. Okay, with everybody. Talent show, engineering night, movie night, award ceremony, book fairs, dances, etc. for the parents to attend. Advanced level, okay, wow, STEAM. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. They add art into STEM. This is the new STEM. All right, create classroom web pages. Actually, you can actually get a parent to do that. All right, you just provide the photographs and stuff, but the parent can actually build a website for you. Okay. Are we okay? Everyone all right with the material that we just gone through? I think it gives quite a lot of ideas.
Thank you so much, Datin. There's another question here. I am a Tasca teacher. I want to ask, I have a student, when I start lessons, he will run around the classroom, take storybooks and talk with his friends. How do I deal with him?
When did this child start school? And how old is he?
Yes,
he's 4 years old. He's 4 years old.
He started in January.
No, not started in January. It's just yes, started in January because his 2 years is in the discuss already. 2 years in the discuss already. So after he goes to 4 years old.
Okay. Just to check. Okay. Does he know how that? Can he identify his letters ABC?
He knows some he don't know. I will try. I got let her to do the some activity for ABC. Yeah. I let her do already. He knows some he don't know.
Okay. What about numbers 1, 2, 3?
This one he know. 1, 2, 3 he can talk. He can tell you 1 to 10, but 11, 20 he don't know lah. 1 to 10.
Okay. What about correspondence? I mean, he knows that this is number 2, and then he puts two flowers there. Number 2. Can you do that?
This one he know. I will give her 2 to do this one he know.
So up to 10 he knows.
Yes.
Some he can, some he cannot. But 1, 2, 3 numbers can. But alphabet difficult. Alphabet some he can, some cannot. Because maybe same the way. Maybe same the pattern.
Okay. Does he run around the class and get a storybook every lesson, or is it just certain lessons?
Every lesson.
Doesn't matter whether it's maths, English, science, he'll just run around.
Yes, no, because I teach Bahasa for Mandarin. So when every day he run around the classroom, I said, please, his name is Ryan. I said, please sit down, please. And then he after okay, sit down already. After 2 minutes again, run again, and then talk her friend, disturb her friend, anything. So
okay,
I said, please cannot this one. And then he do again. So cannot this all. I cannot control her already. I say anything, I cannot control her already.
How many students in the class?
I got 10 children.
Okay. Does he do this in other teachers' classes?
Got same.
It's same. So whether if the teacher is teaching English or maths or science, he will run around.
Yes.
Was he running around when he was 3 years old?
Yes, 3 years. Now he's 4 years old. 3 years old, he's still to run around, but he's a baby. I think he's a small child. It's okay. But now he's 4 years old already.
All right. Generally speaking, just say that you have to do a report card for this child. Okay? Report card. What grade will you give this child for BM and for what? Mandarin. What grade will you give?
I give is a very simple one, simple thing.
No. So what for? Just say you're writing a report card for this child. For Bahasa, what grade will you give? ABC.
ABC, I give grade. Because I not done any report card. This is not a report card. I say maybe I think I say okay, he can do it. He can do the ABC. But I don't say so because all the parents will sign the study report. So I will tell her maybe he can do it a little bit low. So want to improvement.
Okay, but just say that we want to give grades for ourselves so we know. Do you know which student you will give an A to in the class? Ada?
No, because
Oh,
I give a B because I think need to improve, so I give B on C only.
For all the students, B or C. Okay, then this boy.
This
will
boy,
he get B, C, or D?
If I give her, I will give D.
Okay, you give. I don't want you to consider he's running around. I just want you to consider the work that he does. Is it A, B, or C, or D?
I think it's D because you don't know how to hold the paper. Because I give her to do a work correct? I need to hold her hand to do.
Cannot hold the pencil, is it?
Yes, because I told him to do. He don't want to do, so I want to hold her pencil to write her word because I give do it's simple. It's ABC. It's writing. I teach her 2 times, 3 times. He don't want to do, so I wish I can do. I want to do finish what so I want to hold her to do until finish time.
Okay. Then all right. If he cannot really hold the pencil, have you tried using a pencil grip? Pencil grip is a pencil. Pencil grip is something made of rubber, and you put it on the pencil so the child knows how to hold. You can buy it in Popular. Have you tried pencil grip?
No. So I will try.
Okay. So number 1, you got to try pencil grip. Please, it comes in, I think, Popular in a pack of 3 or 4. You can also get it on Lazada. So you buy that, get the school to buy it. You have a few extra in case our friend loses it. And all the children in the class who are having trouble holding the pencil will use the pencil grip.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Then the other thing is, does this boy have any brothers or sisters?
He got 1 brother, is baby.
So that means this is interesting because that means that the mother may be quite involved in the child. So what I would suggest that you do is this. The fact that he doesn't know some of the ABCs, all right, no problem, because can be learned. They should learn. Yeah. So is it possible for you to have a special reward system for this boy? So every time you have class, you call him first and show him the sticker. You want him to sit down. Okay. So even if he doesn't do his work, he just sits down, you give a sticker first already. Because you need to train the fellow to sit down. So now you can discuss with his other teachers whether you want, where is he sitting, by the way? Front row, back row, middle row?
No lah, but I have to see behind. Every seat behind. The last, because the table is behind, correct? You like to sit behind one. Or you need to when he find her letter for he goes that one teacher, he will see her beside in this one. See her.
Oh, sorry, I don't understand you.
No, because he always see behind every day how he see behind.
Okay. He sits at the back. Where's the teacher's table? At the back or in front?
Teacher's table is in front because we are not table. We are not going to sit on the floor.
You need to change this young man's place. You need to have him right next to your table.
Okay.
Okay, so what you do is, okay, you talk to the boy first. Okay, you want, okay, I will give you a sticker. Okay, you sit down, okay, I will give you a sticker. You just try with that first. Then after that, it will be, do you want 2 stickers? Then it will be 1 for sitting down and 1, okay, for holding your pencil properly. Okay. Then after that, later it will be sticker for sitting down, holding the pencil, and now actually what? Doing some writing. Now, if you get the other children to write 4 lines, you get our friend here to write 1 line first.
Okay.
Okay. Then what you can also do is every child likes praise. So when he does his work, you get sticker, then you look around. Oh, I'm so happy. All my students are writing. And John, that's all right. That is a very good effort. Well done. You just think out that, but you say well done first. You know why not? This child has always been scolded, right?
Yes. I want to.
You know what happens? Children who are always scolded and teenagers, in the end, okay lah, you say I'm like that, or I'm like that. My teacher say I'm naughty, or so I'm naughty.
Yes,
so now you need to change. So front row, but all the other teachers must do the same thing. Front row. You have my phone number or my email?
I got your phone number.
Then if you have to, all right, later on you can call me. I can give some more ideas.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Can
you.
we move on to the next question?
Yeah. What is that?
What is your suggestion on what to do with students' masterpieces to appreciate their effort? I teach art, primary school, and there is limited wall space to display students' work. 0 space for craft projects. Sometimes students just bin their work.
That's so sad. What you could do is this. Hang string or raffia across. And then you take, what's that called? Clothes peg and peg on top. Okay? Clothes peg and all that. Then what you do is, you ask the children, after they've done several pieces of work, you ask the children to decide which 3 they want to keep. Okay, which 3 they want to keep. Yeah, all right. Then all the others, you can just tally that up. Right, so these are the 3 that they want to keep. So then, all right, they can take it home to keep it. Or do you want to keep their best work in the school so that you can have an art exhibition? One thing that another thing you can do is this. You can get the child to hold 2 or 3 pieces of work. It can also be your craft. Take photo with your phone, send back to parents. Can, right? Another thing that I remember overseas, what they did was that they told the children, okay, pick your favorite now. We want to do some craft work with your art. All right. So one thing that was done, I remember, was we got asked the parents to bring send in, what do you call that? Empty tin cans, you know, mushroom soup and all that. Yeah. So you remove the label, and then after that, you teach then what you do is that you get the children to look at their other artwork and cut out pieces that they want to stick on this can. Okay, cut out the pieces you want to stick on this can. Then after that, it will be better if you can spray a bit of what's that called, sealant. Okay, then take home to use as a pencil container. All right, let me think. Oh yeah, something else you can do. I will have a lot of ideas, don't worry. Okay, you can buy on Lazada, you know, those keychains, but with this plastic at the end. It's transparent, acrylic. So then what you do is that you ask them to make gifts for their family members. So they take their own art and they cut out 2 pieces, one for the front, one for the back. Put it in. Ta-da!
Okay.
You can do this for Mother's Day and Father's Day, right?
Okay.
Doable. Okay. Enough ideas, huh?
Yeah. All right.
One more,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
One more that you can actually do is this will be a surprise for the parents or the children. You ask them which are the ones they like. If it's small enough to be laminated, you laminate. Okay, so you use it as the laminated artwork is the front and back of a folder. The front and back of the folder, and you know what that folder can be? Folder can be that of the child's work that he can keep at the end of the year is given back to him. Cukup, ah?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Any other questions? Please feel free. There are still 92 of us. Earlier there were 100 of us. Please feel free to ask. If you can type in.
By the way, I don't bite. Huh? Okay, so you can ask. By the way, as far as I'm concerned, all questions are good. There's no such thing as a bad question. Or there's no such thing as a stupid question. Your question just means that you want to learn. That's all.
Okay, Indranee, I have a
Yep.
question.
Yep.
I have a boy in class and he is 4 years old. Okay, and I'm a teacher of a center time. So I do fun time with them. Okay, so this boy, he's very familiar with his classroom. Okay, so when it's center time, he needs to go to the center, but he refuses to go to the center. The moment you change the environment, he will start to cry and he will start shouting all these things. So what is the best thing that we can do for him?
Your child actually has difficulty moving from one activity to the other. What is he like in the other lessons?
No, he's just, even in the classroom itself, he likes to run around as well. You know?
Yeah.
So
no, not during learning center time. What about during maths or English or science time?
yeah, he will sit down for a while and then after that, he will start to move around in the class.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is for every subject.
Yeah, most of the subjects, I can say that.
Most. So what is the subject where he will actually sit down?
I think he enjoys singing. That's what I can see.
Does he talk?
Not really like very fluent, but I think word by word he's okay.
So is he able to make 2-word remarks, like one word is eat? Okay.
Can
Two words will be I eat. I eat.
He can do that.
3-word sentences
3 words, can.
can also.
Yeah.
In what language?
In mostly, I think he speaks Mandarin.
He speaks Mandarin.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it's learning center time, all the other children will happily go to the centers.
Yes, yes. It's only this particular boy.
Is there any activity that he likes?
So far, I mean, like, because he just started with us in the month of March, okay? So so he's very familiar with the classroom. It's just that when you change, you know, when you move him to another place, like he's not familiar with that place, he will start to cry and he will start to shout.
Your child may have some autism.
Yeah, that's, I mean, actually, I'm not the class teacher. I'm the center teacher. I'm asking on behalf of the class teacher because I do help out in her class. So I want to see what happened to this child.
Right. What you may need to do for the learning center is this: go and find out what he likes. Is it dinosaur or whatever?
Okay.
Let go. And then what happens is that for the time being, his learning center is that what he likes.
Okay.
So that means, you know why? When he sees dinosaurs that he likes, he will go there and he will play. So the idea is actually to give that child an experience whereby he's happy.
Okay.
Because at the moment now, everything is, I don't, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So go and find out what he likes. So let him play for a few days, maybe 5 days. Then after that, you introduce something else. You don't take away what he has, but you put in something else and you see what happens.
Okay. Will do.
Okay. Then transitions are obviously difficult. So the class teacher and the other teachers, you all need to, he likes songs, right?
Yeah, he likes, I can see
Okay.
he enjoys singing.
Excellent. Find songs that help with transition. For example, clean up, let's clean up. You know that kind of thing? So that all the children will sing and then start clearing. Because he likes singing, he will probably do it. And then now you want to change to another class, okay? 5 minutes before changing, the teacher has to give a signal. Children, okay, right? In 5 minutes, we will be playing in the learning center, okay? 5 minutes. After that, all right, children, it's learning center time. Okay, then whoever, if he has to go out or change rooms or whatever, is your learning center in a different room?
Yeah, it's in a different room.
Yeah, okay, okay, just imagine. Okay, so in that case, what you would have to do is make sure that hold the child's hand and then chit chat and all that. One other thing you can do is just actually, if honestly he likes dinosaur, you just hide one dinosaur somewhere in the classroom, or when you are coming in that time to take them there, all right, you make sure you bring the dinosaur. Want to play dinosaur? Okay, come, hold the hand and go.
So holding the hand, you mean is the class teacher or the center teacher holding the hand to bring the child to the center?
Doesn't matter. Does the class teacher go to the learning center?
The class teacher will bring over, but
yeah.
it's very hard to let the child let go of the class teacher's hand.
Okay, in that case, can you change it? Can you go and stand at his classroom and bring him out?
The problem is I don't know, because I haven't tried yet. I don't know whether he will want to follow me or not. That's one thing.
Try lah, no choice.
Okay, well, just
try lah, no choice.
okay.
So, all right. So what you can do is just make sure you got that toy. So you go to the classroom, ask him whether he wants to play. Yay, let's go, you know.
Okay.
For the first 2 times, maybe the class teacher will have to go with you. Okay, and then you must not do this. Parents and teachers like to do this. Okay, yeah, that's very good. Well done. You enjoy the dinosaur. Then you're moving away, you know. You disappear. Then the child looks up, oi, and then they start crying.
Yes.
Correct or not?
Yeah,
You're not supposed to disappear. So the class teacher can be there. That's very good. Okay. Then the teacher can say, okay, I'm going to go get something, then I will be back. She has to go, and come back, because you're trying to build the trust. Okay, then after that, all right, sorry lah, the teacher has been there. Then the next day she is there, I'm going to go, and then she comes back and she says that, all right, afterwards, when all the children are finished, Miss Bear, all right, we'll take you to back to the classroom. You have to do that because he needs you to, he needs you to, what's the word called? He needs you to help him feel safe. At the moment, he doesn't feel safe.
Yeah, true.
So for special needs children and even regular children, shouting and yelling doesn't teach them anything. If it does teach them anything, it's that when something goes wrong, I must shout and yell too. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome. By the way, just want to check with all of you. Dr. Lai and I have noticed that actually more and more special needs children, especially autistic children, turning up in schools, kindergarten and primary schools. Would you all like to have a session whereby Dr. Lai and I can give you some information about children with autism and how they behave and then what we can do? I think that may be quite useful. Actually, more and more turning up. Okay, I see some yeses. Right.
Next question. If a child cannot read yet, is it okay to just take the child out of the class completely and work on reading skills only? Will this be isolating the child from his peers and make him feel stupid?
Right. This is what I wish the Kebangsaan teachers will do with the year 1, year 2 children. Okay, what you are actually doing is that you are identifying the learning loss. Okay, so now what are you doing? Planning the learning recovery. Actually, you know, it used to be called remedial class, right? Now you're supposed to say learning recovery. All right, yes, okay, that is a good thing to do. I am wondering, how many English classes do you have per week? And is it possible, okay, when one thing you can actually do is this, rather than take the child completely out, he will be upset or she will be upset. So what you do is this, the first 10 minutes of the English lesson, maybe you got singing and all the ABC, you know, all right? You do it together, then only you take the child out. Okay, that can be every day. Alternatively is, say you have 4 English periods, so three periods, the child is taken out to do learning recovery. And then 1 period, the child will join the whole class. And that is when you need to do some activities that this child can also do. Okay?
Yeah.
But definitely the child needs to learn the ABCs because that's a foundation. ABC is like your bricks, right? Don't have bricks, how to build the wall. Yeah. So whether or not the child will feel like very stupid and all depends greatly on the teacher's words, okay, and how the teacher approaches it. Because if the teacher is not careful, the other children will also say that he's stupid. Correct? Because remember, not you are a role model, whether positive or negative. Okay?
Okay. Next question. There is a 4-year-old girl. She is Mandarin speaking and all her friends and teachers speak in English. So this does not encourage the girl to talk in class or communicate with the teachers. What is your advice?
4 years old. Been to kindergarten before?
Joanne? Has she gone to a kindergarten before?
Don't think so. Okay, right. Basically, I want to ask you this. You can look at it this way. Just say that, no, we are teaching in kindergarten, and then suddenly one Japanese boy is enrolled. What will you do? It's about this, it's like that, right? On Japanese boys. So what you can do actually with this child is, you need the child, teach the child some words to say so that she can communicate in the classroom. Okay? So I would suggest that you actually have a booklet or some cards, again put on the stainless steel holder.
A ring.
The ring, that's right, that's the thing. Okay, put words there. So your words can be thank you, please. Okay, next word is, okay, I want to play. Okay. So you keep on that. I want to go to the toilet. You know, those kind of things.
Okay.
And you put the picture there, no, because after a while the girl will actually learn it. So when she wants to use it, I want to go to the toilet, she can actually show. And then whoever's a teacher there, you want to go to the toilet? Can you tell me? I want to go to toilet. Very good. Yes.
But if I put the card there, there will be another children will take and play it.
Well, what you say is that this card is not a toy. Okay, this card helps this child to talk to us.
Okay.
It's not a toy. Then what you can do if you want is, you can actually show, just say one or two of the cards. I want to go to the toilet. You ask your child, the other children, whether they can read or not.
Oh, but I'm always I'm trying to after class I will try to talk to Mandarin with her, but she is still like not answering me, just staring me like that.
Can you please go and ask the parents whether she talks at home?
Yeah, the parents all are speaking Mandarin at home.
Yeah, so she knows. Does she talk at home? You know why?
The parents say yes.
Okay, because there is an childhood disorder that is called selective mutism. No, mute.
Oh, yeah. Understand.
Selective mutism is where the child will talk with family members. Okay, but when he or she comes to school, there's no sound. Refuse to talk.
Yeah. Oh, because of stranger, maybe.
Yes. So it can either be because she's scared of strangers and refuses to talk, or, all right, it is the language difficulty. So you do one thing at a time. So using cards actually will help you. The ring. You know why it's on the ring or not? So the child can carry it wherever in the ring. Put a pocket. Correct. Okay, not a whole folder, very difficult.
That's right.
So just put some simple things that they need, that she needs to say. Okay. And when she says it, or in the beginning, she asks her to show you the right card first. Oh, you want to go to the toilet? Okay, she's communicated. Then the following week, what you do is you may want to give her a little booklet where you give her stickers. When she says it, you give sticker. It doesn't have to be perfect. When she starts at first, I want to go to the toilet. You can't really hear, but you heard what. Good, I know. You just said you want to go to the toilet. Well done. I put sticker. Yeah. Until she starts talking.
Okay. Okay, sure.
And then the other thing is that when she starts talking, she may use Mandarin. So what you do is, if you know Mandarin, all right, okay, you can actually sort of like answer her. But you try to answer in English. And then you do, what you do? You do miming, okay. And then so you can say it a few times in English and really dia tak boleh. Then only you use Mandarin, but maybe just one word.
One word.
Don't do a nice long sentence or paragraph.
Can.
Okay. So important now is that the child, okay, doesn't want to speak. Either she is not comfortable in the environment, or she doesn't have English knowledge. So if you don't have the language, you cannot speak, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So because of that, those cards will help. Things that she needs. I want to eat, things like that. So you just put it there.
Okay, thank you,
Try
teacher.
it first for 2 weeks or so. Then if you need to contact me, please carry on. You are most welcome to.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So this leads us on to another question. What can I do to encourage a child to feel comfortable with his peers as well as in the school?
What is this child?
How to encourage a child to feel comfortable with his
Okay.
peers and in the school?
Is this a child who speaks the language that they're using in the kindergarten, or a child who is not conversant in the language?
Actually, it's a continued questions from just now.
Okay.
It's the same
Now,
child.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you a story. This actually really
Okay.
happened. Okay. There was this girl, you know, year 1, this some years ago, year 1. And then what happened was on like the second day of school, okay, during recess, one little girl came running to the teacher and said, she pushed me. Chinese school, she pushed me, told 老师, whatever, in Mandarin. Okay, the teacher went out. What do you expect the teacher to do? Why are you so naughty? Why you gonna push me? But this teacher didn't do that. Okay, this teacher looked at the girl, okay, and she pointed that, but you push. Then the girl, no. Okay, the girl is a little Indian girl in a Mandarin primary school. So what do you think, why do you think the girl went and pushed the other child? Cannot talk what? The poor girl doesn't know Mandarin. And then, okay, so how? What was she doing? She was actually doing this because she wanted the other Chinese girl to play with her. But she didn't know how to speak. And then the little girl, when you tap, she went and told the teacher, you push. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is that when a child is not able to communicate, it's quite easy for misunderstandings to occur. So be careful. Don't go and shout at that child. Okay? Good thing that the teacher, all right, didn't shout. The teacher tried to find out. Then the teacher spoke a bit of English with her. You want to play? Then she spoke to the girl in English so that the word, okay, Selvi, all right, acted you because she wants to play. Then she spoke in Mandarin, ta, whatever, okay. That's it. You have, oh, okay. Then 2 girls playing, no problem. Okay, so if something like that happens when one child complains for the other child, try and find out first what it is actually. Okay, because the little Chinese girl was the victim of what? Miscommunication, right? She pushed me while die man in school. You can read. So, all right. Then the other thing is that in the beginning, if you're going to have a child, okay, who's conversant in a different language, you need to actually give that child an opportunity to learn how to speak using cards or whatever. Actually, just to let you know, nowadays AAC is very popular. AAC actually is just computer technology. You got an app which you can put on your phone, tablet, whatever. And children with autism, selective mutism, they will press to show their parents what they want, show their teachers what they want. Augmented assistive communication, it's called. Okay, and we find that children who do this, some of them after a while they actually speak, the children with autism, because they keep hearing it. Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions? We have another 10 minutes. Okay, we would appreciate your feedback so that we will know what kind of further webinars or training that we can provide in future. So this is, I think Rosalind has uploaded the feedback form. We appreciate if you can send it to us within a week. And then if you want to thank Datin Indranee Liew, you can also type your thank you messages here. Yeah. One last question before we say goodbye. Any burning question from anyone?
You don't have to type it out. You can actually just speak.
Yeah. Okay, Pei-Fen, you have a question. Pei-Fen, do you want to ask a question? No.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Okay, in my kindergarten, some of the teachers, although they may not hit the child, they like to carry a ruler around just as a to in a way, like to threaten so that the children will behave. Is that actually good to do?
No. It is very bad role modeling because it teaches the children when there is a problem or you don't or you are upset or angry. What do? You hit. So you are actually teaching parents that it's okay to hit. Teaching your children it's okay to hit. So after that, if they hit each other, all right, and one starts to cry and complain, all right, you shouldn't punish the children. You must punish the teachers. Okay. In England, you go and wave a ruler around threateningly, you will lose your job. You shout at your students, okay, in an uncontrolled manner, you will be given reprimands. And after 2-3 times, you can go. So what actually happens is this, teachers need to truly learn behavior management. Okay. Behavior management is when the child respects you and behaves accordingly. If you have to take a weapon with you, okay, literally a weapon with you, then they what's the word called? They don't respect you, isn't it? They only respect the weapon. And there's one more thing that we must all understand. You can hit a child when he's 4 years old, 5 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. What happens when the child is 14, 15, and 16 years old? You boleh pukul dah. Hello. By then, he's all bigger than you, right? He will hit you. He will hit you. Okay? Why? Because you taught him to hit. That is why if there are children who witness domestic violence, father's always hitting the mother, next time when they grow up and they get married, whenever there's a problem in the family, what happens? You hit, they hit, because that's what they learned. So maybe what we need to do is, okay, replace it with something first. Okay, so the teachers, instead of holding, what do you call that? What's that, ruler? Is there something else they can hold instead? Maybe what we can do is this. You have your manila cardboard, okay? You write on the front and the back. Yeah? Okay. Well done. Then you turn, okay, and this is green, this side is green. Behind, uh-oh, and it's red. So when a teacher is walking, you see students who are behaving. Okay, that means I want your teachers to catch the students doing good. All right, so this card is everybody can see that, and then also so your teacher doesn't go very good, very good, until all right, lose the voice by the end of the day. You can try that.
Okay. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Okay.
I see some messages. All of you are very welcome. I'm quite happy to share this.
So I think on behalf of the group attending this morning's webinar, Dr. Indranee, we want to say thank you so much. And I think Ms. Liew here has expressed it very well. Okay, thank you, Dr. Indranee, for the wealth of information and experience, sharings on actual situations, which is of great help. So this is what the group wishes to express to you. And on behalf of TCF, we must commend each one of you to join us this morning. It's a Saturday morning. Now with the reopening, there's so many things to do. Can go here, can go there, can makan this and that. And we must commend you, you know, for taking precious time to sit in and to learn. And we know that you aspire to be the best teacher that you can be in teaching the children under your care. So we really value your effort, and we really need your feedback so that we can arrange for webinars that are relevant to your needs. So thank you so much, Datin, and thank you for joining us. Bye-bye. See you again.
Thank you so much for coming. It tells us that you are very dedicated teachers.
Need stars. They need big stars. Yeah.
Remember, if you want the training on cognitive behavior therapy and then special needs children.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.